And then sadly, I saw these clips of ICE going in and just fucking ripping these people out of their homes, and mothers and grandmothers and children screaming, no warrant. If fellow U.S. citizens are like, what are you doing? They like intimidate them, fucking arrest them and shit. This is like Gestapo type of stuff. And it just blows my mind that there's a certain ugly segment of the American population that's enjoying watching these families getting ripped out of their homes. And you somehow think that America is going to be better if this is done. Like, so what? So they took those people out. They're taking these brown people out that are living week to week. And somehow you feel like if they get them out of the country, your boss who's not paying you a living wage will suddenly start paying you a living wage. They've never wanted to pay you. They don't want to fucking pay you. And they just keep blaming people that don't look like you, that don't have any money or any sort of control over your life. And my people keep believing it. It's unfucking believable. Immigrants are not the reason why you can't make your rent. You can't make your rent because the guy that fucking employs you is not paying you enough money. He's not keeping up, or she's not keeping up with the rate of inflation. The sad fucking thing is there's enough money, there's enough food, there's enough shelter for everybody. And when you start to tell them, hey, you're not paying us enough money, they go, oh, look at those fucking brown people over there. If we could just get them to stop jumping over a wall or get them out of their houses. If we could tear apart their families without a warrant, then I would somehow magically start paying you enough money where you could live comfortably and have health insurance. Unreal. And I got to tell you, these fucking people that are just watching this stuff, and you don't think that eventually, if you just co-sign on an agency being able to do that, just barge into somebody's fucking house like that, just start lining people up, asking questions, no warrants, just total intimidation, right? If you're signing off on that, you have to understand, do you really think that that's just going to stop there? Let's say they got all the illegal immigrants out of this country. That work still has to be done. So now who's doing that work? And what is the rich guy doing? Do you think he's going to pay American citizen wages? Is he going to let one nickel roll out of his pocket? Has that been your experience watching these super rich people? Just out of curiosity. Anyway, it's tragic. This is just a really mean, ugly, I can't even say period, I guess exposure, that it's just brought all of these super fucking overtly racist nationalist psychos to the forefront. It's just, I don't know, having a narcissist as a fucking president, again, is I think that's enough for me. I don't need to fucking be dealing with it in like my personal life. I was just thinking the other day, I had this depressing thought, like we have not had a president that could deliver a speech that wasn't embarrassing since Obama.
That the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He was the founder and leader of ISIS.
The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda.
We were in the compound for approximately 2 hours. We took highly sensitive material and information.
Yet his death does not mark the end of our effort.
These savage monsters will not escape their fate.
There's no doubt that al-Qaeda will continue to pursue attacks against us. We must, and we will, remain vigilant at home and abroad. As we do, we must also reaffirm that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam.
Baghdadi and the losers who worked for him, in some cases, they were very frightened puppies. In other cases, they were hardcore killers. Operation.
Let us remember that we can do these things not just because of wealth or power, but because of who we are. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward. The world is now a much safer place. God bless America. Thank you.
Do you realize that? We had this flim flam guy, followed by a guy who should have been in a home, back to the flim flam guy. I was reading excerpts of this fucking interview Trump did with Time magazine, and they were interviewing him, and they're going like, "Yeah, hey, you said that you were going to end the Russia-Ukraine war in one day," and he goes, "Well, the war's been going on 3 years. You can't." "Yeah, but you said you were going to do that." And he goes, "I was speaking in jest." It's like, yeah, it's just fucking around. I was saying what I needed to say, man, right? And then he goes, "You guys didn't come at Joe Biden like this. You didn't interview him like this." They go, "Actually, we did." And he goes, "Huh?" And they go, "No, we did." He goes, "Yeah, I know. He did terrible. He walked out of the interview." Like, this guy is like mentally ill. Like, how fucked in the head are you that you just admitted that you had no idea that they interviewed him, and to the same guy, not even 15 seconds later, you go, "Yeah, I know. I know that thing I just said I didn't know about." And said, "Huh? Now I'm saying I know it, and now I'm just saying he did terrible. I'm not going to make up the fact that he walked out of the interview," which he didn't do. But you got to hand it to the guy. That has worked for him.
What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America. And for the good of the world, I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes.
That has somehow fucking worked for him. And these people fucking love him. And the more he lies and the more he fucks things up, the more excited they are. I do not get it.
Is there anything that would disqualify Donald Trump?
Absolutely not. Nope.
Not a thing.
Nothing. I don't care if he grabs by the blankety blank blank. No, absolutely not.
I didn't get excitement about Joe Biden. I'm excited about Joe Biden. Why? Because he's not Donald Trump. It's like, that's the best we got? These last 10 years and these people that have been in the White House have been terrible for everybody in this fucking country. Unless you're super rich, evidently.
This country that's
with
back
all
to
respect
you
to you,
far more than a lot of people said they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
If we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
It's the little things, people. It's the little, like, at this point, with how fucking depressing the leadership in this country, which is really not leadership, it's just they're leading by dividing. The shit that these guys are doing, they are setting race relations back to like 1965. And the fact that everyone, meaning my people, white people who don't think that way, are sitting by passively allowing this to happen. And I'm talking about Republicans too, because they always try to make like everybody out like they're wearing this red MAGA hat and they don't know how to spell. That's just media bullshit. Those aren't the people that got that guy elected. Staunch Republicans, I believe in the ideology of the right. That's what gets that guy elected. All right? What gets fucking Sleepy Joe elected is not that chick sitting on the ground screaming, "No!" It's staunch, what do we call them? Like diehard liberals. Just voting blue, right? And, I don't know. I'm wondering, is anybody who like
just are voting for the Republican ideology, not necessarily this guy. Are you concerned at all by how much he seems to just overtly hate people who aren't white? And the level of pain and the wounds that are not healed that he's going and reopening, I just don't understand. I understand it. I understand because I grew up with narcissists, so I understand like that's how they feel feelings is like literally hurting people. I just don't get it. And I don't think that that has any place in either political ideology, and that everybody collectively should be like, hey man, you know, you want to have a conservative ideology, that's fine. But to be like pandering to fucking racism is not good for this country. It's not good for anybody. And it's astoundingly ignorant. And you need to stop it because it's depressing everybody, you know? And we all have our ways of dealing with it. Some people go on YouTube and learn how to tie a tie.
I think there's more interesting things that are going on. I think what they're going to be studying right now is how the fuck this idiot became president and is sending the National Guard in to fucking pull these families apart.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Fucking ridiculous. And this is my fucking thing. These fucking billionaires keep fooling my people, Whitey, that these people that have no money, can't even vote, are the reason why you can't afford a house. And then meanwhile, it's like, I'm a billionaire and you're going to work for me for full time for a whole fucking month and you're not going to be able to make your rent. But the problem is undocumented immigrants who don't make any fucking money.
Right.
They're taking the American dream for you, not me, who can run a failing fucking company and still give himself a fucking 8-figure bonus at the end of the year. Like all of those CEOs, like that fucking guy. I always give that example. That guy, he signs on with Starbucks, and one of his first moves is he gives himself a $125 million signing bonus, and his fucking employees don't even have dental insurance.
Wow.
It's like, how do you, yeah, they do it all the fucking time. And it's a bunch of white guys. It's a bunch of white guys.
Well,
But
I mean,
but
they
so that
are at the heart of the matter.
They are. We are.
You are at the heart of the matter.
Yes.
It all circles back to a bunch of white guys if you really break it down.
Yes, it does. But what you're seeing is, and it's not because white people are inherently evil, what you're seeing is human beings with unchecked power. This is what happens around the globe. If you get anybody, whoever the fuck they are, remember that fucking broad over there in the Philippines or something, had unchecked power and all of a sudden she had like 40 million pairs of shoes?
Imelda Marcos?
She was completely out of control.
Out of control.
I think getting canceled is over now with what the Tesla guy and the reality show guy have just been this overtly fucking racist, anti-Semitic, all of this type of stuff. Those two guys are the biggest fucking ballless sack cowards ever. And this is not like a political opinion. I'm not trashing the Republican Party. I'm talking about those two fucking guys. What they go after, they just prey on the powerless. It's fucking, they blame. It's so funny now that they broke up and they're having this Mean Girls spat.
Oh my God. So embarrassing.
Everybody I know has been saying like, yeah, he's like, he went to Epstein Island. It's like, well, when did you know that?
Yeah, you knew that.
Yeah, you knew that all the time, and you didn't fucking say anything.
Exactly.
This guy fucks 12-year-olds. It's like, well, you fucking knew that before, and you went to work with them.
Exactly. So it's a little too late. But everyone knew that. Everyone knew that he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He's not dropping anything that is in any way new information.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable, and I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the President's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the stabbing?
Yeah, sure. If
Hey,
I
Pam,
could,
could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively, the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.